There is an anointing in being quiet. There is an anointing in holding your tongue. There is an anointing in not saying anything. I was at Bible study the other day and I really wanted to share something, and I felt like the Lord was like, nope, be quiet. Leave room for me to speak. And I think whether it's in our marriage, in our friendships, on social media, in comments, in a world where we have access to say what we want, how we want, when we want, wherever we want, on whatever platform we want, I think we've lost the ability to understand the anointing in being quiet. Even Proverbs tells us that a fool can look wise when he shuts his mouth. There's an anointing in being quiet. And I think we have this pressure to always have the answer, so much so that we not never, but a lot of times we aren't giving room for God to show up and be the answer. Maybe we need to be a little bit more quiet in our marriage. Maybe we need to be a little bit more quiet in the comments. Maybe we need to be a little bit more quiet in our friendships and in circles and in studies. And maybe if we were a little bit more quiet, God would be a little bit more loud and we could hear him for ourselves, and other people could hear him, and our spouses could hear him, and our children could hear him. And so I just want to remind you that I'm not saying you need to be silent, but maybe you need the same reminder God gave me, that there is an anointing in quiet, because it leaves room for him to speak.